So this is a video to show you how to practice changing chords when you first start out. So we want to make this real simple for you. Say we've got 3 chords. Could be any 3 chords. Let's say we've got an A chord. We've got a D chord. We've got an E chord. Okay? So pop on a metronome that beats out 4 beats. Round about 50, 55 beats a minute. You can get these free on the internet, or you can get an app on your phone. And it's going to sound out 4 beats for us. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the idea here is that we're going to strum the first chord on the first beat. By the time we get to the next first beat, we're going to strum a second chord. So let's just go through this. So A on the 1. Then we're getting ready for our next one. D. Get ready for our next one. 4 and 1. There's our E. Back to our A. Now you might need to slow it down way down. Let's slow it down way down to 45 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Putting your fingers down in the right order. 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now when you're putting your fingers down to learn chords, you go like this: 1, 2, 3, strum. The next chord: 1, 2, 3, strum. Make sure your fingers are behind the frets. 1, 2, 3, strum. Easy as 1, 2, 3. It's not always easy. 1, 2, 3, strum. Just remember that. 1, 2, 3, strum. 1, 2, 3, strum. Now you're going to find that some chords you don't need to strum all of the strings. Like on a D chord, you're not going to strum everything. You're only going to strum from the D string or the D open string. Okay, so how do you go faster? Speed up. Maybe by 2 clicks a day, maybe by 2 beats a day, or maybe by 5 beats a day. When I was starting out, I used to practice by stepping up to 5 beats a day. So here's 50 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Then we set them down. 1, 2, 3. Set them down again. Back to your A. 3, 4, and strum. Now, you want to make sure that you're getting all of your notes right. So if you hear any of this, oh no, it's terrible. We don't want any buzz. We don't want any muting. Okay, we want clean notes like this. Oh, sounds so good. Okay, nice clean notes. So you're speeding up and you're speeding up. And eventually, after you're doing the 1, 2, 3 thing with the finger, 1, 2, 3 thing with the fingers, okay, you'll get to a point where you can just go D and E and A, and you'll set them all down at once. That's just a natural progression of speeding up. So then what I do over time is, when I'm speeding up, maybe I speed up to 100. Let me just move it forward here to 100. Here's 100. 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay? The other thing you can do with your chords is mix them up. If you're using A, D, and E, start with D. And go D. Start with your D. Instead of going A, D, E, go D, E, A. D, E, A. Start then with your E. Go E, A, D, E, A, D. Just keep going around in a circle, but just start at a different point, you know? Start at a different point. Then after you get really fast with the tempo, which is the real name we use in music, or the correct term we use in music for speed is tempo. Then what you could do is you could cut it down to 3 beats per time. Instead of going 4 beats, you could go 3. So let's have a listen. Let's go back to 50 here. 60. We'll go back to 60. 1, 2, 3. 1. So now you're giving yourself 3 beats to get the change in each chord. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Now, probably by that stage, you're not maybe having to go 1, 2, 3. And by the way, you'll see that I've got the guitar leaned over slightly here. And as a beginner, you will have to do that. Okay, that's okay. You can lean it over slightly, then try and set it back up again. Lean it over slightly, get your chord, set it back up. Get into the habit of setting it back up again. Lean it over, set it back up. Lean it over, set it back up. Lean it over. Lean it over. 1, 2, 3. Lean it over. 1, 2, 3. Lean over. 1, 2, 3. Get back into the way of setting the guitar back up straight, because eventually you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you're going to do none of this bending over because you'll not need to. Okay? Then eventually you could get to the point where you just got the 1 beat. 1. So I'm just going to go on each beat. This is at 60. Okay, so we've covered quite a lot there, but mostly we've talked about how to use the metronome, a simple metronome with a 4 beat, then a 3 beat, then a 2 beat, then a 1 beat. And we can also speed the metronome up, but all of the time we're just using the metronome beat 4 to give us time to change to the chords. And we're talked about changing the chords, setting down the fingers one at a time. 1, 2, 3. Remember, the fingers should be on their fingertips. You want your fingers on the fingertips as much as possible and right up behind the frets, okay? And also, if you see here, if you just look, as I spin my guitar around, you'll see the grip that I'm using. This is a classical grip. Now, the way to use this classical grip is you can take the thumbs up, take your thumb up, put the thumb on the back, around about the set behind the 2nd fret, then bring your fingers around and set down 1, 2, 3. And then you can reposition the thumb to a place where it feels comfortable to give support to the fingers at the front. Now that'll feel quite awkward to you at first. And there's the shape of my wrist. You see my wrist? Let's bring this up a bit so you can see the wrist. You see the wrist? There's going to be a wee bit of a bend there. And at the start, you'll probably feel a wee bit of tension, maybe a wee bit of pain here in the wrist. If it's acute pain, stop. But you'll feel a stretch. Most definitely you'll feel a stretch as the tendons start to stretch. Okay, and I could go into a lot more here, but suffice to say, just make sure that you're warmed up when you're practicing, especially at the start, because you want the tendons to be warmed up. You want the hands, the fingers. So even just rubbing your hands vigorously for a minute, or running them under warm water, anything that heats, even run the arms and the wrists and the hands under the warm tap, and just heat everything up. So hopefully that has given you a really good grasp of how to learn how to change chords. Hopefully that's a bit of help to you. See you again. Bye.